Friends, welcome all of you in our English class. Today we are going to discuss fourth chapter of the book Hornbill. Name of the chapter Landscape of the Soul. Written by Nathalie Trowbroy. Would like to explain about the writer. Nathalie writes and studies the art, and here the writer analyzes the historical art, and to study the psychology of painter, the writer tries to know that different painter of different regions, so they have different outlook towards their painting. So here two paintings, two types of painters, or you may say that two types of painting, they have been described in this chapter. And before going to the painting, so let me explain the title Landscape of the Soul. Landscape means any beautiful scenery on the planet Earth. And the same scenery that is depicted by a painter, maybe sky, hilly area, the mountains, the trees, the rivers, waterfalls. So I will explain them, and it has also written in the text. So that painting, that landscape of natural object, and that landscape is of soul. So we have to go inside that painting via soul, via our spirit. So here the writer differentiates between Chinese painting and European painting. So what's the major difference? The Chinese painting, so these paintings, they are abstract. Abstract means clearly we cannot see what the message is being conveyed by the painting. So that's why we cannot explain the Chinese painting. If we see, so we cannot explain that why and what, for what reason the painter has painted. And European painting, these paintings are figurative, these are realistic. So, images are there, real things are mentioned, and that's why we can easily come to know about it, that what does the painting say and what the painting says. And Chinese painting experiences the inner life and spirit, as the title suggests, Landscape of the Soul. So it highlights the Chinese painting. So here the painter experiences the inner life, and on the other hand, European painting, the painter wants you, the painter wants the viewer, whosoever is visualizing the painting, so the painter wants him to see what he here means what the painter wants. And that's why, because it's in single point of view, like a GK question, when did India get freedom, so the answer will be only one. So in the same way here, whatever has been painted by the painter, the painting will highlight the things, the painter will highlight the same, and whatever the point of view is described by the painter, only single point of view would be there, and all of us have to see the same thing. But here in Chinese painting, we can see the painting with different perspective, in from any angle, from any side we can see the painting. So these are the major difference. So here the writer wants to give example, couple of stories. So let me tell you what these stories says. So I have written here some value points. In this chapter, Landscape of the Soul, the writer gives the example of Chinese story and European story, and he created a difference. So, what is the story? The first story says that it's a story of Chinese painter, and the name of Chinese painter is Wu Daozi, painter of 8th century, and Tang Emperor. The emperor told him to draw a painting, and Wu Daoji, with his zeal, his enthusiasm, he made his masterpiece, and he made the painting and he hid it behind the panel because only emperor he could see it. No other one except emperor could see it. And as soon as the painter he showed in the emperor, and the king looked at the painting was really very beautiful, and the emperor he admired the wonderful scene. So what scenes were there? Beautiful forest, high mountain, waterfalls, floating clouds, men on hilly way, and the flying birds. So all these splendid scenes, so they were there in the painting. And the painter said to the king that this is masterpiece, and this is really a wonderful thing. And at the foot of the mountain, inside the painting, so there must have been a mountain, and at the lowest area of the mountain, so there was a cave. And he told the king that inside the cave a spirit lives, and the painter clapped his hand. As soon as he clapped his hand, the entrance, the main gate of the cave, it opened. And you cannot see all these things in real life. It can be seen in painting, and it is unrealistic, not real. And it is the view of Wu Daozi, and it is the imagination. As I have shown you a painting and it's written, and if I say this that this bird, it will fly out, it will come out of the book from the cover page, and it would start flying, and you are just imagining that thing, and in your imagination if it starts happening, so what would be there? So it would be called the strong imagination of the painter. So here, as the story says, in the painting, as he invites the king to see the beauty of the cave, the painter entered the cave, and the entrance, as only painter could enter the cave, and as he entered, the main door, the entrance, that closed behind the painter, and the king was standing outside. And before the king could say anything, the painting had gone from the wall. There was no painting and no painter, not even a single line of the painting. So here in the text written, the brush, the ink, not even a single dot of the painting was left there. So everything, including painter, everything was gone. So it's Chinese story. In the same way, the writer describes another story. Here, in second story, the painter, he did not draw the eye of a dragon. So though he made a dragon, but it was eyeless. So no eye was there. Why no eye was there? Because he was of the belief that if he would have created the eye, so it would fly out of the painting. So it may be harmful. So another third story is there. It's about a blacksmith. So I would discuss the third story, including the two stories in online class. Thanks a lot.